Hey guys, James Sweeney here, and I hope you guys are doing well today. Today we will be doing Pearl Jam's 10, but this album definitely is not getting a 10, so don't hold your breath on that. A great album. Also, fun fact that this came out a month before Nirvana's Nevermind. And at the time it didn't sell well until after Nirvana hit mainstream, and it's all history. But we also have history before this band. I would like to say something about two members of a group called Mother Love Bone, who is pioneers of alternative metal, which just explains why Alice in Chains, early 90s with their style, also Soundgarden. Jeff Ament and Stone Gossard were from Mother Love Bone. And what's interesting was that the lead singer died from a heroin overdose, Andrew Wood. Very tragic. It seemed like that was happening, I think, the last couple years or more from like Seattle bands at that time with drugs. And Lane Stanley, of course, in 2002, of Alice in Chains vocalist. So when these two, the band pretty much disbanded, but what was interesting is they got these musicians together and they formed Temple of the Dog with Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, also the drummer from Soundgarden, Matt Cameron as well. And they hired Eddie Vedder, a little known vocalist at the time, to kind of form this band for a tribute to the Andrew Wood. It's a phenomenal album. If you guys have not listened to that album, I feel that's a grunge masterpiece. It's full of really good introspective lyrics. And honestly, if this stuff didn't happen, we wouldn't have gotten Pearl Jam. It's just plain and simple. And we're going to get into this album review of 10. It's a good album. I mean, what more can you say about an album? You know, you have like the great highlights off the album. Why Go? Black, Jeremy, of course, that's a big hit off the album. And Garden, Porch, Release. It's an overall great album. And what really helps it are the Jeff Ament and Stone Gossard and Mike McCready as well, you know, with their instrumentation on this album. And of course Eddie Vedder, his vocals, they're good. In retrospect with this album, I feel it is one of the greatest albums of the early 90s coming out. I mean, you had at that same, you had three of those big alternative grunge acts, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden coming out in the same year in 91. And I do believe Soundgarden released Bad Motorfinger. And it was released with good success. So you had these three powerhouse bands, like with this style of grunge and alternative. But Pearl Jam's 10 is amazing. And so is their follow-up Versus. I thought that was a great album as well. And I know you guys are waiting for me to say that it deserves a 10. I'm going to disagree. It's perfect, but not perfect. It's a high 9. You know, I personally think this deserves a high 9, strictly because it is a great album. It has a few quirks, but most albums do. But in the highest regard, I do think that it holds pretty iconic. One of the best albums. So with that, please like this. Please hit a subscribe. Give this goober a subscribe. And ring the bell. And I'll see you guys soon.